right now on WHSV News 3.
In fact, I believe that Jesse Matthew was the last person she was seen with.
Charlottesville police have charged Jesse Matthew with reckless driving. He's a person of interest in the Hannah Graham case. What they say is the next step. Plus, a national movement to draw people back to church. How people are getting involved locally. And thousands upset about climate change, what these protesters are demanding from the world.
This is WHSV News 3 at 6.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us. I'm Carly Stevenson. We start with new developments in the search for Hannah Graham. Police have an arrest warrant out for the man they say was last seen with her. New at 6, Charlottesville police say Jesse Matthew is on the run after they try to speak with him. Tonight, for the first time, we're hearing from Hannah Graham's parents. As Chuck Severtson explains, Graham's parents took the stand at the press conference with an emotional plea, asking for her safe return.
Hannah Graham's parents made a passionate plea for their daughter.
All we want to do now is to bring Hannah home safely, and I appeal to anybody who knows anything, please help us.
What happened to Hannah Graham is still a mystery, but police think this man can solve it.
We want to talk to Jesse Matthew. We want to talk to him. We want to talk about his interaction with a sweet young girl that we can't find.
Previously a mysterious figure in white, police now call 32-year-old Jesse Matthew a person of interest, and they've searched his apartment.
I believe Jesse Matthew was the last person she was seen with before she vanished off the face of the earth. Because it's been a week and we can't find her.
Matthew is now wanted on a warrant for reckless driving after speeding away following a police interrogation. Security videos trace Hannah's last known movements on what police call a night of heavy drinking, ending at a bar with the person of interest.
Hannah Graham may have gotten into his vehicle.
Police are pleading for more information from the public. More than 1,000 volunteers have fanned out in teams around the University of Virginia campus, looking for any sign of the 18-year-old.
Our children are being preyed upon.
Michael Haskell shares the resolve of all the searchers.
To keep this from happening again.
UVA students are sticking together.
It could have been any one of my friends. It could have been me.
And keeping up their hopes.
People who know her and know the kind of person she is, like, she would be out here helping find someone else.
Chuck Severtson, ABC News, New York.
Take a look at this. Charlottesville police are asking anyone who saw this burnt orange vehicle up on the screen right now or saw someone get in it the night Graham disappeared, call that tip line. The number is on your screen. It's 434-295-3851. Again, that's right there on your screen. New details tonight in the plane crash that killed 2 at Virginia International Raceway. Tonight, state police have identified one of the victims, the passenger, as Francis Couch. The crash happened on Friday. You can see this is cell phone video taken before it was actually pretty close to the track. Police say the investigation is ongoing and no one on the ground was injured. The plane was actually performing stunts just before it crashed. New at 6, a Valley Church is joining 30,000 other churches across the country to try and bring more people back to church. WHSV's Kyrie Stewart explains how leaders plan on making that happen.
Teenagers are put through a lot in situations and being victimized that they can't control. So problems with their parents, their families, boys, girls, stuff like that.
Lindsay Dunn is 15 years old and attends the Cherryville United Methodist Church in Stanton. Her church is part of Back to Church Sunday, a national movement to try to get people who've stopped going to church to head back, especially teenagers.
It kind of scares them away because lots of people think that church is boring and it's stopping you from having fun on the weekends.
A Pew Research survey shows that 29% of millennials say they aren't affiliated with any kind of religion.
It saddens me because really it's not society's problem, it's the church's problem. The church has failed to go out beyond its walls. The church has failed to be that source of outreach and hope in neighborhoods.
Clayton Payne is the pastor of Cherryville. He says churches should reach out to the community and address problems faced by adults and teenagers.
We're trying to get at inviting people back to experience hope, to show people that church is still relevant, that this is still loving community. We talk about things that are are happening in the moments. You know, what it's like to be a young person, what it's like to be a faithful person.
Dunn hopes this is the start of something big.
The more people we can get involved with this, the better. It's important to have something. Like, it doesn't necessarily have to be a Christian faith, but it's important to have your own belief system.
And regardless of religious beliefs, people hope it will help as many people as possible. In Stanton, Kyrie Stewart, WHSV.
And organizers estimate that more than 3 million invitations to church have been sent as part of this national event. And we're joined now by First Alert meteorologist Laura Mock. Laura, a little bit hot out today. What can we kind of expect going forward this week?
That's right. It was very hot out there. Some places even made it to 90 degrees.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Carly Stevenson. Thanks for staying up with us. We start with new details in the search to find Hannah Graham. Police have an arrest warrant out for the man they say was last seen with her. New at 11, Charlottesville police are looking for Jesse Matthew. As Lauren Thomas explains, they say Jesse Matthew is on the run after officers tried to speak with him.
Since surveillance video surfaced of Hannah Graham walking along the downtown mall the night she went missing, Charlottesville police have been determined to sit down and question this man, known as Jesse Matthew. In fact, on Saturday afternoon, Matthew walked into the Charlottesville police station asking for a lawyer.
So Jesse Matthew showed up at the police station yesterday. Walked right through the front door. He got inside and he asked for a lawyer, and we found him one. And I know they walked out that door. And I don't know any more about his interaction with Hannah Graham than I did the moment he walked in.
Chief Longo says that after Matthew left the station, federal officials and state police began keeping an eye on him.
State and federal authorities who were overtly, not covertly, overtly monitoring his movement, saw him get into a car, leave a location in Albemarle County at a high rate of speed, driving in a manner that was reckless and placed others in danger, so much so they had to disengage.
Matthew was then charged with 2 counts of reckless driving, and police are still trying to find him. As of right now, no charges have been filed against him in the Hannah Graham investigation. However, Chief Longo believes Matthew knows where she is.
I believe Jesse Matthew was the last person she was seen with before she vanished off the face of the earth. Because it's been a week and we can't find her. But somebody knows where she is.
Police explained that they have video of Matthew and Graham leaving the Tempo restaurant on the downtown mall together, and asked that if anyone saw this burnt orange 1998 Chrysler Coupe near the downtown mall the night Graham went missing, to come forward with that information.
Hannah's parents took the stand at the press conference, making an emotional plea to find Hannah and also thanking the volunteers for the overwhelming support during the search.
I'm certain that everybody in this room and those watching knows that what happened to Hannah could happen to their child. We need to find out what happened to Hannah and make sure that it doesn't happen to anybody else.
We will continue to follow the search for Graham. Just go to WHSV.com for more on the continuing investigation. Also follow us on Twitter at WHSV News and Facebook as well. New at 11, a Texas man who jumped the White House fence on Friday and made it through a set of doors will be in court tomorrow. 42-year-old Omar Gonzalez, you see him here in court sketches, is expected to appear before a U.S. magistrate judge. His first appearance was Saturday. He is accused of unlawfully entering a restricted building or grounds while carrying a dangerous or deadly weapon. According to court documents, Gonzalez had a folding knife in his pants pocket when he hopped the White House fence on Friday. Following up tonight on the search for the suspected killer in last night's deadly police barracks attack. Tonight, authorities believe they're getting closer to finding the suspected gunman. But as Karen Travers explains, Eric Frayne still remains at large.
Eric Frayne has eluded capture for 8 nights, but Pennsylvania State Police say they're hot on his trail and have found more clues.
They were recovered, whether they were dropped or left, that we believe he had with him at the time of this shooting.
The 31-year-old survivalist is the focus of a massive manhunt. Frayne, the second most wanted man in the country, is the only suspect in the ambush of this state police barracks in northeastern Pennsylvania. A trooper was killed during a barrage of gunfire.
The suspect is still considered armed and dangerous.
Police are focused on a heavily wooded area, about 250 square miles, where residents are on edge.
Helicopter again. That's all you hear, on and off all day long, and then at night it intensifies.
Some say they're arming themselves with whatever they can until police say Freen has been captured.
Right now, I have the machete.
Many are now using an app that lets them listen in on police scanners.
I wanted to know what was going on because they don't give enough information.
Police said there's no indication that Freen's a threat to the general public.
I believe he's had every opportunity to harm others if he had chosen to do so. His fight is with law enforcement.
A fight they say Freen has been planning for a long time.
I do believe that he has been surveilling the station for an extended period of time, and I do believe that he has made extensive preparations.
Police say they recovered a rifle that Eric Freen was carrying, but they don't know yet if it was a gun he used in the shooting. Karen Travers, ABC News, Washington.
New at 11, more than 1,000 people are trying out a Southern staple that just opened up in Harrisonburg, some of them even getting some coupons. WHSV's Emily Sporn stopped into the Bojangles to see just how business is going. Emily? Thanks, Emily. Checking in tomorrow, the Augusta County Board of Supervisors will be discussing the next step for a multi-million-dollar water tank project. They'll be talking about an estimated $4.5 million bond resolution. The bond will come from the Virginia Resources Authority, but will only cover part of the project cost. The Board of Supervisors voted to approve the project back in June. The tank will hold 750,000 gallons of water and would help in case of a fire. People with the county say it may bring more business to Verona. Supervisors will vote on the resolution on Wednesday.
Perfect. Now, before we sign off tonight, we want to share some news that's a little bittersweet.
Yeah.
This is Carly's last weekend with us.
Definitely bittersweet, very hard decision. I will be moving to North Carolina to work for a new station based in Charlotte. I'll be working outside the city. I just wanted to thank all of you for watching, and I also wanted to say goodbye to all the great people that I've interviewed and worked with. From kissing the cow, yeah, I did that, to testing out new police technology, to venturing out on the roads to warn you about snow and ice. It has really been an adventure. These are your stories, and I'm really so thankful that you allowed me to be a part of the Shenandoah Valley. Thank you so much to all the people I worked with. I really have loved sharing the history of the area and learning. I learned so much about everything here, from strong little ones fighting hard against diseases to farming. I mean, you name it. And by being here and having this experience, I really know that my next place, which is Salisbury, North Carolina, has really some big shoes to fill. So thank you guys so much. It's been great.
We're really gonna miss you.
Yeah, it's going to be tough, I know. I've gotten a chance to work with you as a photog for a little bit, so we had some fun memories there of around different spots around town. I remember I drive by and I'm like, oh, that's where Carly and I were.
Carrying everything, making the live shots look cool. Well, thank you guys so much. Be sure to tune in tomorrow for Daybreak at 5.